The tempo there was exquisite.
Sitting at 1 over in a share of the lead. This one looks to be heading towards the green.
Wow, they really put on a show with that approach shot, and their rival, Xander Schauffele, appears to be taking notice as well.
Putting for birdie. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? And that should secure the par on this one. We'll now move over to Xander Schauffele.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Whew. Nice little sand shot there. Came real close. So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. And another of the uphill par threes, the 14th, Rich.
This is such a difficult hole because this tee shot lines you up over on the left-hand side where you'll find those bunkers. But if you bail out to the right, well, now you're running into a low area that you have a pretty difficult chip shot to a green that historically is the firmest and fastest on this golf course.
Opting for the 3-iron here. That was never really a comfortable shot for them, was it?
A bit short with that effort.
Well, there's the line, the green side bunker. Can they get this one up and down? Come on, second time lucky. Sitting at +1, currently tied for first place. That is a delightful bunker shot, Beamer. Just 3 feet to the cup.
Try and keep that scorecard a little less dirty. This is for bogey.
And staying right where they were in today's rankings after that. As we get into the closing stretch here at Bay Hill, the 15th, the par 4.
Strong par 4, dog legs from left to right. Don't miss it out to the right in that bunker. Not only are you hitting your second shot out of the trap, but also you've got some magnolia trees to deal with. This is a very difficult fairway to find because that fairway does chase away from you just over that bunker. This is a very strong par 4.
Looks like this one's heading safely for the fairway. This shot here near the 200-yard marker is currently tied for the lead. Opting for the 4-iron here. Nicely done. Let's see if we can make this big putt for birdie. It was on a good line. Didn't quite have the right stuff there. A couple over now, heading towards the stretch. A good chance to fight back.
Ooh, this is getting fun, isn't it?
Setting up here with a very long putt. If that's the right pace, this should drop. Disappointed to see their par putt slide by there. So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. Well, one of the great parts of the finish here of Bay Hill's Club and Lodge, Rich, is the fluctuations in scoring, and it all starts here at the par 5 16th.
Luke, you got to take advantage of this par 5. It's just over 500 yards. Find the fairway. Don't flirt with either of those bunkers out there. Second shot should be with a middle to long iron to a green that's surrounded by water on the left and bunkers on the right. But still, it's a great opportunity to make 4 or better.
Well, this one looks like it's heading to the sand. Sitting at 2 over par. Currently tied for first place. Oh, well played. Aren't you an expert in the bunker? Be nice to see this one go down. Let's see if they make it. Now heading over to Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Oh, well holed.
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead.
2 holes to go, Luke. I know who I like.
The par 3 17th, Rich, has got a wonderful atmosphere around it. Looks visually quite stunning, but my word, it's a brute.
This hole causes more stress for the players, I think, than any other hole on the golf course, with possibly the exception of number 3. This green is nearly impossible to find as it is so firm historically through the years. You find the green, you make your 3, and you're smiling earlobe to earlobe.
Yeah, not a bad effort, that one. Up onto the green and a chance to hole your putt.
Outside chance here for the birdie.
Get in the hole. Oh, so close. And this one is for his par. As we move along to the next hole, they're currently tied at the top of the leaderboard with John Rahm. Rich, as we head to the finishing hole here at Bay Hill, a famous finishing hole, so much drama over the years, predominantly by the great Tiger Woods. But most of the drama starts off the tee.
It does. This is actually a semi-blind tee shot. There's a mound down the right-hand side of the fairway where you can't see the golf balls land, so players won't know whether they found the fairway or missed it right or even out on the left-hand side. Most iconic moments in all of golf, in my mind's eye, Robert Gomez holding his second shot here back in 1990 to claim the title.
Plenty of daunting approach shots on this golf course, Rich, but this one at the last is as tough as it gets.
It is, Luke. When the pin is up front, there's just not a lot of room for these players to work with, both left or right. When the pin is in the back part of the green, you do have a little bit more room, but you have to favor long and left. We've seen too many golf balls come up short in the penalty area too many times over the years.
Going with the 8-iron here.
Pretty good shot there.
And now to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational. This is a good chance. Oh, size them up for the red cardigan that Arnold Palmer made famous. You are the Arnold Palmer Invitational Champion. Congratulations.
And what a week it was. A fantastic victory. Sensational victory on arguably one of the tour's hardest golf courses. Way to go. Great win.
And Rich, I think you mentioned earlier that this player was your favourite. Well picked.
Listen, it's not a hard pick, is it? This player has consistently been there all season long. There's no reason why not to pick them to win. They just make me look smart. That's about it.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. .2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Players' Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be following this particular featured group because there are rumours of quite the rivalry starting to bubble between these two players.
So it looks like they aim to beat Justin Thomas. Should add a bit of extra excitement to our coverage today, Henny.
Oh, that goes without saying, Luke, but Justin Thomas will not be easy to beat. I don't think there's a more competitive man out there on tour.
No, you're absolutely right there. He's a complete player. It'll certainly be interesting to keep an eye on this rivalry throughout the event.
Luke, that swing was just south of awful.
And the pine needles can always be a 50-50 lie. Good choice. Go with the 3-iron. Getting ready to play their third. And Henny, what are they looking at here?
Firm, back, up the hill. This will be a good one.
So it'll be a par to start their round.
Nothing wrong with an opening par, just easing their way into this round.
He's in a share of third place. The first of our birdie opportunities comes second, par 5.
Driver not necessarily required here because you have to shape your tee shot from right to left, and if you're a right-handed golfer, that's not the easiest thing to do. So lefties have a better opportunity, I think, of finding this fairway than most with driver. From there, a second shot over a long bunker to a green that's very narrow, dotted by pot bunkers. Truly is one of the coolest par 5s on this layout.
Well, this is some lovely momentum to take into the tournament, coming off a last start win, Rich.
Can't think of any better momentum. Obviously, the player is firing on all cylinders. Sit back, watch, and enjoy it.
Oh, I love this type of courage, Rich. Going forward in 2.
Using all of his muscles to get that one home in 2.
Putting for an eagle. That's disappointing.
It's a lot slower going up the hill than what this player read.
That's half a chance of being holed, this one. Currently 1 under for the event.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Let's take a look at the par 3 third. Straight away mid-iron to short iron shot.
Such a cool little par 3. Love this green. There's a low section in the front and a high section in the back. And anytime they put the pin all the way in the back section of this green, well, I tell you what, good luck on you. If you miss this green long and or left, that bunker sits some 5 feet below the surface of the green. Trying to get it to move a little bit to the left here.
Fought against the wind to stick that one.
And this effort by Justin Thomas.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
Oh, what a great stroke. Oh, just missed the birdie. That's a shame. Let's get back to it, shall we? 11 feet left to the hole.
This is their look at birdie.
All right, you'll make it the next time. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. Currently 1 under for the round. Well, the fourth is another great example that it doesn't need to be a long par 4 to be a testing one. This fourth can be menacing, can't it?
Just a small little twisty par 4. Just going to take out a fairway wood, find the fairway, and from there you're going to have a small second shot, probably a wedge. 3 distinct sections to this green, the front, the right, and the back left, and all of them have their difficulties when hitting your approach shot into them. However, in my mind's eye, if you find the fairway, you should have a decent look for birdie.
Justin Thomas, major champion, world #1 player, really has all the attributes, doesn't he, Rich?
He does. His focus on his own game is amazing. I think that this kid really understands how to play the game. He's got all the shots, but he doesn't try and get up there and hit it as hard as he can every single time. He gets out there and he learns how to play the game, hit the finesse shots when you need it, take some risks when you need to, but also back off when you don't need to. This kid is a real deal, complete game from head to toe.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron.
Yep, solid connection. This is looking good.
That's not the outcome they were after.
Gotta believe the wind affected the golf ball there.
And this putt is to move into a share for the lead. Ooh, right by the hole. Putting now for a bogey. And down it goes. Let's head to the next. Now let's switch our focus to Justin Thomas.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? And let's see what that shot did to the leaderboard. All right, Rich, the par 4 fifth. A strong hole, this one, isn't it?
Huge mounding down the left-hand side that you want to avoid at all costs. The bunker down the right-hand side, to be fair, is not that bad, but a little further right of that, though, that's the water. You want no part of it. Second shot is downhill to a green. To be fair, that's mostly flat, runs from back left to front right, but one of the more benign greens on this layout.
Playing this shot from about 170 yards out.
Wind's blowing from left to right. Going to try and hold it against the wind.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Bit offline, that one. You're now into the lap of the golfing gods. That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
Yeah, wind took that one offline in a hurry.
This putt right on 12 feet to the hole.
This is huge for momentum. Got to try and hold this. This for par.
Looking better.
Well hold. So no movement there. The player remains at even par. The tee shot at the par 4-6 has changed a lot now that that tree's been taken out of the way, Rich. But what do you think of this short par 4?
I missed the tree. I thought that was a really cool feature of this hole. You had to flight it underneath the tree back in the day to find the fairway. The bunker down the left-hand side has been expanded quite a bit as the lake on the left-hand side has been added as well. The front part of this green is protected by tall palm trees that will certainly make you think on your second shots. This is a wonderful little par 4.
Wow, did this come out beautifully? That lie was so bad, I didn't think they'd be able to get it anywhere near there.
And here we are with the third shot. Yeah, that was silky smooth out of the sand. Good shot. Trying to get to 1 under here with this putt.
What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie.
Oh, that's frustrating. Putting for par. So no movement on the leaderboard, remaining at even overall. As we go from a wonderful little par 4, we go to a challenging, longer par 4, the 7th.
And as you can see, there's a long fairway bunker down the left-hand side that makes you believe there's more room left than you actually have. It's just not there. Players should be looking a little bit further right. If you find the fairway, your second shot should be straightforward. In fact, Luke, I made a 2 here one time, so that shows you how simple this hole can be.
Oh, absolutely flushed. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Setting up this shot with the wind in their face.
Going with the 7. Is that right? I think so. Setting up to play the shot here from the greenside rough. Certainly makes putting easy if you can chip it that close.
Love watching this player around the greens.
Now let's head over and see what JT's been doing.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Just didn't drop. And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The 8th hole, a long par 3 stretching 240 yards at its maximum. It's no sleeper, that's for sure.
I don't find anything sleepy about this hole. The front of this green is so narrow. There's no place to land it, especially when they put the flagstick there. This hole will grab your attention, as it should, because it's a long iron to a sliver of an opening. Even when they put the pin on the right-hand side, you want no part of it. The center of the green all day long here.
Do you think they drew that up differently in their mind? This would be a great up and down. What have they got in front of them here, Henny?
He's got to be careful this doesn't get away from him here. This is downhill.
Gee, that had a chance, didn't it? Putting for bogey. He finds himself currently in 5th.
And moving down the leaderboard as well.
The final hole on the opening 9 at TPC Sawgrass's Stadium course, Rich, is a clever 3-shotter.
Par 5, 583 yards from the back. Most players will play this as a 3-shotter. Just find the fairway out to the left, second shot out to the right, sets up a very simple third shot to a very narrow green. Miss it right or left, good luck getting it up and down.
Now just 1 over par in 5th place. All you can do is hope now, because that was never going down the fairway. Ooh, sometimes you need a hacksaw to get out of this rough. Well struck. Just 9 feet remaining to the hole.
Little birdie look in here.
It's on a great line. And nice effort from him. He bounces back from the bogey at the last hole. And as we make the turn here, Rich, our player tied for the lead.
Yeah, good spot, isn't it? I got to say, I'd rather be in the lead or tied for the lead than in the chasing pack. Gives you just a little margin of error should you have one, but I got to say, this player is awfully solid.
That's tidy. Looks to me, Rich, that this player has a ton of confidence. Put themselves right back in position to win straight off their last start.
They're going to have to make some birdies coming down the closing stretch, but they have a lot of good vibes coming from that last win. I expect more of the same this week.
This one needs to kick left. Oh, what a lovely shot. He'll be delighted to be inside the range there.
Already made a few birdies today, and this is another good look.
Ooh. Par putt coming up here. And this effort by Justin Thomas.
He's 2 strokes behind his rival this week.
Henny, how's that ball lying? It's tough to see from here.
The perfect lie in the sand doesn't exist. Oh, yes, it does. It's sitting good.
That's nicely done. And how did that shot impact the score? Let's have a look at the leaderboard. There's some birdie holes out on this course, and the 11th is certainly one of those, but there are some troublesome spots if you get out of play.
There definitely is trouble, but the thing I love about this hole the most, Luke, is that there's so many different ways to play it. Most players will take driver off the tee, but from there, now it's anybody's ball game. You don't have to go for the green on the second shot. You can lay it up over the left. You can lay it up over to the right. You can lay it up long left. There's so many different ways of attacking this hole. Each individual is going to do it differently. I love the second shot on this hole.
Yeah, you hit a beauty, didn't you? Time for the second shot at the 11th. Going with the 3-iron.
They've chosen to club down here.
Oh, I love that. Had the confidence to stand up there and try and drive the green and delivered.
Aggressive. I love it, especially since they're one back of the lead.
Wow, that almost went in the hole. Wow. That was handy holding out from there.
Out of the rough, into the hole. Thank you very much.
Top spot on the leaderboard awaits if they can make this putt. If it's up, it could be in. Well played. What an eagle. And that's going to hoist him into first place. Now leading by one shot. Well, the tee shot is all that matters on the short par 4 12th. Most players can reach the green. It's just the decision whether the player goes for it or not.
They can, but they better be aware that there's a lot of danger up there. Water left obviously is no good, but even bailing out to the right in those dunes, in the mounds, and little pot bunkers on top of those mounds, well, forget about it. That's not a good space either, especially since the green does run pretty hard from right to left. If you want to take this hole on with driver and expecting to make 3, well, you need to realize that a 5 and a 6 could be easily made as well.
Well, with a pocket full of FedEx Cup points over the last half a dozen starts or so, this player certainly has been delivering consistent results and pushing for wins or winning, Rich. Do you expect that to continue here this week?
It's never a surprise when you speak this player's name. They've been so good all year long. They've got to be one of the favorites, not only for this tournament, but also for the season-long FedEx Cup.
That's a good shot by him. He'll be delighted.
Slim chance here for birdie, but you never know.
I can't believe this. Is this going to go in?
And he holds it. What a putt. And with that, he'll move to 3 under par. Why not take another look at that effort?
What an amazing putt from way out.
He sits in first position. Well, as you start to head for home here at TPC Sawgrass, you're blessed with this wonderful par 3 13th.
And this is a really cool par 3. You've got 3 distinct areas on the green, front right, all the way on the left-hand side, and the back right. Wherever they put the pin is going to dictate what shot shape you want to have into that green. I think it's a really cool design because it requires you to think about how you want the golf ball to land on the green and the way you want it to bounce. I think Pete Dye did a great job in designing this green.
A chance to save the par if he can make this one. Okay, steady now. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. Now let's switch our focus to Justin Thomas.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Oh my! Don't give him praise, just look with admiration. That's serious talent. And after that effort, this is how the field is shaping up. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. There's a few birdie opportunities out of the gate here on the second nine at TPC Sawgrass, but it really starts to toughen up down the stretch, starting here with a difficult par 4 14.
Difficult tee shot on this plank, some 481 yards from the tip. You find the fairway, and you've got a decent chance of finding the green with your second shot. But if you're out of position anywhere on this hole, your number will go up exponentially.
Great shot. Now let's head over and see what JT's been doing.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
This one is chewing fiber.
Outstanding approach shot. Let's return to live play now. This shot is about 140 yards out.
Downwind on this shot.
Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Oh, this one should find the surface. Good shot, this. Terrific shot. And a chance for birdie coming up here at the 14th.
And they've been rolling the ball great today. Another great look.
And just about 8 feet left to the hole.
Right over the spot they were looking at.
Oh, that would have been nice to make. Just a short putt remaining here. No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. The par 4 15th again requires another strong tee shot because there's some trees in the way, Rich.
Players do hit through a chute off this tee shot, which makes it a little bit simpler, I believe, for the players. Bunker down the right-hand side is no good because you'll have trees blocking you out with your second shot. If you miss it left into the pine straw, now you've got some trees blocking you out there, so finding the fairway is imperative. This green is no fun. You find the center of the green and you might be able to putt every single day, but in all reality, you have to find the correct section in order to give yourself the best look at making a putt.
Lining up from around 160 yards.
Breeze coming right into his melon.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron.
All right, going with a little bit more club. Let's see.
That should set up another chance. And this effort by Justin Thomas.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Lovely shot out of the bunker. That's in tight. A chance to get to 3 under with this putt.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole.
Wanted to get it up to the hole, but was just unable to up that slope.
Checking in on the leaderboard, this player is currently tied for first with Lydia Ko.
And Luke, this rivalry we've been talking about is really looking like it will be down to the wire. Can't wait to see who comes out on top at the end of the event.
You like that, didn't you? To win the Players' Championship, you've got to run the gauntlet, Rich. Here we are with that big testing second shot at 16.
The water down the right-hand side is very obvious. What's not obvious are the grass bunkers on the left-hand side. You hit it in those, no guarantee of getting up and down. If you take on the green and find it, then you're almost guaranteed a birdie 4.
Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there.
2 big hits there, knocking it on this par 5 and 2.
Trying to get it to 4 under with this putt. Oh, just missed. Oh, good look at a birdie here. You can mark it down. That's birdie number 4 today. And that will take him to 3 under. Let's take a look at the leaderboard now after that hole, and they're currently in first. Lydia Ko holds second.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on?
Opting for the 9-iron.
Oh, this one could be rinsed.
Getting ready to play their third.
Puff of wind blowing right to left.
Anywhere up on that dance floor would be nice. Well, that's beautifully judged. Now let's switch our focus to Justin Thomas.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. Well, they say a bogey pleases someone. The rest of the field buoyed now after that drop shot by our leader. He's currently in a share of top spot. Let's head to the finishing hole. This wonderful par 4 18th. Wonderful only if you're a spectator.
It's wonderful if you're not playing it for a lot of cash. It's just one of the most difficult, visually intimidating holes I think you'll ever face in your life. Somehow, try and hit it down the right-hand side of the fairway, keep it out of the rough, and from there, hit it out to the right-hand side of the green somehow, also keeping it out of the rough or that pot bunker short right. Listen, you'd be happy to make 5 here, that's for sure. 4s are magnificent. 3s are unicorns. They really don't happen that much. It is such a difficult, demanding finishing hole, probably one of the toughest in championship golf.
Going with the 7.
What a shot from that nasty lie. Should be proud of that.
This is always a good moment. A putt to win the tournament.
Their short game today has been absolutely sublime fun to watch.
Ooh. That'll sting a bit. And now this. And that'll do it, Rich. Players' Champion. That's one of the elite wins in their career.
Winning the Players' Championship, Luke, is easily as good as winning any major because the field quality is so amazing. This is going to speak volumes for this player and the career going forward. This is a heck of a win. I can't wait to see what they produce next.
And I got to give props to my boy in the booth, Rich Beam. I think you picked this one at the start of the week, didn't you?
Luke, it wasn't a difficult pick, let's be honest. This player has been consistent all season long. Getting the victory, no surprise whatsoever.
Really good stuff.
On behalf of Rich Beam and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
PGA Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Valspar Championship is about to begin.
Hello, I'm Luke Elvey alongside 2002 PGA Championship winner Rich Beam, who's in the booth. And it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I am very pleased to be covering this particular featured group because there's a fresh rivalry developing. I smell rivalry in the air. It's going to provide some great entertainment to both the spectators and us this week.
Well, this week, Henny, it looks like they're intending to beat the big-hitting Brooke Henderson. She might be a kind Canadian, but certainly a fierce rival.
Yeah, she's not going to say sorry. Just make sure you don't look in her trophy cabinet beforehand because you might get intimidated. There's some big major championships in there. Brooke Henderson, speaking of big, hits it big, got big game, and is just so lovely on top of it all. I almost don't want her to be beaten.
Yes, she's a born winner, isn't she, Brooke Henderson? This is going to be a tough rivalry, but one if you can win will certainly build your confidence.
Time for the second shot into the first. Opting for the hybrid, I think. This one is headed to the right. I know it hasn't come up exactly how they imagine in their mind, Rich, but you've got to like that play.
Not quite on the dance floor, Luke, but I love the position they're in for their third.
Rich, what kind of mojo do you think this player's got after winning in their last start?
This player has more confidence, I believe, than any other player in the field at the moment. This should be another good week for him.
That's a high-quality recovery shot.
Such soft hands.
Putting for birdie here.
Currently 1 under for the day. Water is a feature here at the Copperhead course of Innisbrook Resort, Rich, and it comes into play at the second.
Downhill tee shot. You want to keep your tee shot out to the right as best you can to take out the trees that hug the left-hand side. Green sits well above the player's second shot. They won't see how close they hit it from the fairway.
Well, this should affect the ball flight. That was a little untidy, wasn't it? And Henny, what's he looking at here?
And from about 105 yards.
This one needs to kick left and kick left hard.
Yeah, well played.
Looking for back-to-back birdies here, Luke.
What's in front of them, Henny?
Setting up this putt 17 feet from the cup. This for back-to-back birdies.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it?
Our work here is done. Let's head to the next hole.
So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole. The Copperhead course at Innisbrook can really bite you, especially if you're slightly wayward, and there's one of those holes right here at the third, Rich.
Decisions to be made. The fairway narrows up. Should you take driver out? Also the water on the right. So players more than likely laying back with some kind of fairway wood. That's really not what they were looking for. Let's go to our man John on the ground. There's something brewing down there. Let's find out what it is.
Hey guys, we are checking in with Tiger Woods as he gets set for his next shot here on the 4th.
Is tracking.
And back to the course with the live action. Rich is one of the rare players to ever tame the Tiger in a major championship. How did you manage to do it?
Taming him, that's a big stretch there. You know, I did it because I never had to play with him. I was fortunate enough to not be paired with him in the third round, nor in the final round when I was paired with Justin Leonard. And going back to the comments about the roars, you know, not knowing that was him making those birdies. You assumed it was, you couldn't deny that it was, but not knowing, it was a lot easier to say, well, that was Fred Funk, who he was playing with in the final round, who was having such a great week as it was. It was easier to deflect that a little bit. I think if I would have played alongside him, I think things might have been a little bit differently, because he does bring a different energy, and sometimes it can be uncomfortable. But when you start hearing those roars going up and you're playing with him, well, you know exactly what's going on. But when you're not playing with him, I was able to kind of deflect what he was actually doing, and I was fortunate.
Ouch, that hurts. Big putt for par coming up.
And that will put them ahead of their rival. A great performance on this hole.
Currently 1 under for the event. The 4th hole, the first of the par 3s on the property, and you've got to be dialed in on your number.
This is a challenging par 3, no doubt about it, Luke. This green pitches from right to left and from front to back, making it almost impossible to get it super close unless you have a perfect number into this par 3.
Looks to be going with the 4-iron. That's a shame. Had a chance to hit the green, but couldn't quite get there.
One of the rare misses for this player today, Luke. They've been hitting a lot of greens today.
Well, Rich, this won't come as a big surprise, will it? Because there's a lot of people talking about this player. They've been performing beautifully all season, and many think they can win this event.
Luke, absolutely. Week in and week out, this player has consistently performed at the highest level. I got to believe he's a lot of people's favorites to win this tournament.
And he needs this to save par.
Oh, that was such a good stroke.
Yeah, we'll take that. And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
She's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Play affects the leaderboard. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Stretching out over 600 yards means the par 5 5th is no snack.
It is. Luke, I rarely say that par 5s on the PGA Tour are challenging, but this is definitely one of them. It's an uphill tee shot and a second shot that is downhill, moving from right to left, that's completely blind for these players. There is a tree about 100 yards out, which is going to be something they aim at when they lay up. Third shot, though, is very basic, down the hill to a fairly flat green surrounded by some bunkers. More than likely, most players are going to have to lay it up on this par 5.
That's a tad disappointing, isn't it? And here we are with the 3rd shot. 1 stroke off the lead. Opting for the 3-iron here. And here we are with their 4th.
He's right in the hunt, just a shot off the pace.
Oh, that's a high caliber shot. Oh, these are good for the momentum. These ones right on 8 feet.
Trying to save par here.
And the putt goes down. A nice display of resilience in the end.
Bunkered off the tee, wasn't able to find the green.